Okay, next we have Simon Carrington, publisher of Top Gear magazine. Simon?
Thanks for the introduction, Nick. Good morning, everybody. I'm the publisher of Top Gear magazine in the UK. For those of you who don't know, Top Gear is the UK's leading car magazine, has been for 20 years. In fact, we celebrate our 20th anniversary this month. We also have 32 editions published around the world, mostly under license. And in December last year, we published our first interactive edition via the DPS platform. A couple of business explanations. So I work for a company called Immediate Media. We're a relatively new publishing company based in the UK, and we publish Top Gear magazine on behalf of our client at Beebs Worldwide, who own the magazine and retain ownership of the brand and its commercial products. I was asked to talk to you today about tablets, the key to success, and I'm going to quickly look at three areas for you. So one is what's the definition of a successful tablet magazine? Two, what makes Top Gear a successful tablet magazine? And three, a quick look at advertising for you. Before I do that, I've got a quick video which hopefully should wake you all up, which just kind of introduces and shows you what Top Gear magazine is all about. Thanks to the Stig. I think he's the only man who can operate a tablet with his gloves on. So first of all, I just have some sales numbers really that show you what success means for Top Gear. And these are comparing the last 6 months of a flat PDF edition with the first 6 issues of our interactive edition. And like Ruth showed you on Martha Stewart, some fairly impressive sales percentages. So I won't go through the numbers. They're all sort of 3-figure growth on terms of volume and in terms of advertising revenue. So I think that alone is a recommendation that interactive apps are the way forward. In terms of where we stand in the market, so the day we launched, we became the #1 interactive motoring magazine in both the UK and the US app stores. I think the US example is a really interesting way of how tablet publishing allows you to break down some of the boundaries that are in place in paper and print. But it's not for today's session. In the UK, after 6 months, when the ABC announced their biannual circulation numbers in August, we were the 6th best-selling tablet magazine across all sectors in the UK market, which for a specialist title like Top Gear is a phenomenal result. And I guess the ultimate accolade is our readers. We spent a lot of time talking to our readers about this app and asking them would they rate it. And 86% of readers last month told us they would recommend Top Gear's app to a friend. So in terms of is Top Gear a success, based on those numbers alone, I would say that yes, it is. Why has Top Gear's interactive edition started so well? Well, you need the right audience, and Top Gear undoubtedly has that audience. We're 95% male readership. We have a very high propensity for consuming tech. We over index hugely. 30% of our audience already own a tablet, which is far higher than the UK average. Similar numbers on smartphone. 40% own a smartphone. Again, it's far higher than the national average. But it's worth noting that it's not just magazine readers who are turning on to the app. It's also people who are aware of the brand, who aren't necessarily magazine buyers, who are finding us on the App Store. We also have great content. I think a car magazine, generically, is probably one magazine that is absolutely made for tablet publishing. Not only do cars move and they make a noise, but car fanatics love detail and they love photography, and that is exactly what comes across on our tablet magazine. The next 3 slides are essentially produced from one photograph, one photographer, on one photo shoot on one day, and it's just an example of the type of content that we're able to get that we can put onto our tablet magazine, we put it in our magazine, and we put it on our website. So I've just got another quick video for you. So that's a very simple video, just produced by a guy who would traditionally have just been a magazine photographer. He's now a videographer, and he'll also produce stunning photo shoots like this. This is a pinch and zoom, so you can pinch and zoom onto this image. You can see the stitching on the car seats, which, believe me, for a car fanatic is kind of manna from heaven. We also, through DPS, can have full screen HD photography. Now imagine you shoot thousands of photos on a day with a new Ferrari. You can only put 5 or 6 in the magazine, but with the app you can put in 10, 20, and in research, this is the one thing that the readers really want to see. They want more images, they want more HD, and they want them all full screen. But it's also about great design and interactivity, and like some of the stuff that Ruth was showing you, when we talk to our readers about the interactivity, that again is one thing that they're really keen to see. So again, my third and final video, which just kind of shows you the level of interactivity that we're producing on a monthly basis. It's worth noting that 95% of our magazine is produced by 2 guys on our art desk who are traditionally magazine designers. So although it looks like a lot of technical work, actually the guys are able to do it with their traditional magazine skills. I think what the interactivity means is that you spend an awful lot of time, or you can spend an awful lot of time on your app, and I think Nick said 45 minutes was the average. We're actually seeing 50% of our readers spending over an hour on our app, and actually 25% are spending over 2 hours on the app, which is just fantastic dwell time. And the quote down the bottom just kind of sums up what it means to the reader. I think price is an interesting debate. Top Gear is published in all territories where we do not have a print edition, and we are set at a UK price point, which is $2.99 for single issues and $24.99 for a subscription. I think the UK market is setting its own kind of price point in that respect, but I do think that the readers expect their tablet edition to be cheaper than their print edition, because I think they appreciate that the cost comes with paper and print. But I think it's very early days in terms of a pricing strategy across the board, and certainly across international boundaries. Again, in the reader research, they were very supportive of the price. I think the quote there sums it up really. $2.99 isn't a huge amount of money. And I think that tablet magazines are much more impulsive purchase than paper and print. I think if you're in the App Store environment, it's very easy to press buy. So I do think price is quite a key aspect. As I said, we've done an awful lot of research into our app. We've done focus groups, we've done face-to-face meetings, we've done in-app surveys, and the three things that keep coming out from the app, from the readers, what they would like to see in the app is the fact that they can go online, they can go and research other things that they see on the page, whether that's through editorial or advertising. Video footage always rates extremely highly, and we probably try and do 4 or 5 videos per edition. And just the overall visual aspect of playing around with your magazine on an app rates really highly. I was asked to talk very briefly about advertising. So this is an ad that we carried for Porsche in our first 2 editions. It wasn't exclusively to Top Gear magazine, it ran across a number of motoring press, and the car basically zoomed up the road and you ended up watching a video. So a kind of early example of an interactive ad, but we've seen some phenomenal analytics from it. 25% of the audience are interacting with that ad, which means that 1 in 4 readers actually spent the time to watch the car go around the road and zoom around, giving them a dwell time of 77 seconds, which for digital advertising is quite phenomenal, and a click-through rate of 4%, which is over 10 times higher than the average click-through rate that we're seeing on websites. Yields are actually comparable to the print pages on the Top Gear app at the moment. I think there are a few reasons for that. There's less pages, so the advertiser gets greater standout, so we can sell on that. The interactivity, as I've mentioned, is really, really high, and the advertisers are seeing great responses from the click-through rates. And as I said, the interactiveness is really working for them. And I think that we as an industry need to work with the advertisers to understand how these tablet editions can help them. I've sat in many research groups about magazines and apps, and I have never seen such a response, a positive response to advertising than I have seen in research about a tablet magazine. I think because the interactive adverts and the size of the companies producing them, Porsche, Ford, Mercedes, they're investing an awful lot of money in these advertising, and so they're using the technology to the absolute maximum. And so the readers are genuinely looking for the adverts, which is a great selling point for us. In fact, 65% of our readers agree that advertising enhances their enjoyment of a tablet magazine, which is an amazing statistic for us. So that's me done. Just to summarise the keys to success, I think it's really important to talk to your readers when you're developing tablet magazines and listen to them, because they can very instantly give you feedback and you can see it as they're walking through their apps. I think work with your advertisers. The analytics we're getting are phenomenal, and although it is very early days and the volumes of sales are very small compared to print, I think there's some really key learnings there. But above all, maximise the use of the technology that is available to you. Tablets are fantastic things. People like to play with them. People like to press the buttons. People like to watch TV on them. And if that's not part of your tablet edition, then it probably should be. That's me. Thank you.